The wind howled through the cracks in the windows of the abandoned house on the edge of town. No one had lived there for over 60 years, and no one dared to. The neighbors whispered about what had happened inside. Some said it was a murder, others a possession. But the truth was far worse than anyone imagined. Eli, a young university student studying folklore, was drawn to the legend like a moth to flame. He had read about the Dybbuk, an ancient malicious spirit in Jewish mythology said to possess the living. His research led him to a small, tattered journal hidden in the library archives. It had no title, only the name Sarah Levinson, written in faded ink. As Eli turned the brittle pages, the entries grew darker. Sarah had lived in the house with her father, a rabbi known for his knowledge of Kabbalah. The entries spoke of her father trying to trap a Dybbuk in a wooden box inscribed with sacred symbols. The final entry read, "He failed. It speaks to me now. It wants out." Eli had to know more. One evening, armed with only a flashlight, his camera, and the journal, he broke into the house. Dust lay thick on every surface, cobwebs clung to the corners, and the air smelled of mildew and something far older. As he ventured deeper, he found the basement door slightly ajar. Each step down the creaking stairs felt heavier, as if unseen hands were pushing against him. The basement was pitch black until he turned on the flashlight. In the center sat a box, no larger than a loaf of bread. Symbols covered every inch of it. Eli felt a chill crawl up his spine. He reached for the box. The moment his fingers touched it, a scream high-pitched and inhuman pierced the silence. Eli dropped the flashlight, plunging the room into darkness. He scrambled for it, heart racing. When he picked it up, the box was open. Something had escaped. Eli stumbled back, gasping. He turned to run, but slammed into something unseen. The air thickened. A voice, raspy and wet, echoed around him. "Free." He bolted from the house, never looking back, but the voice followed him. That night, he dreamed of Sarah, her face pale, eyes hollow. She stood at the foot of his bed, mouth sewn shut, blood dripping from her fingertips. When he awoke, his window was open, and muddy footprints led to his bed. Eli tried to shake the experience, but the world around him changed. Mirrors distorted his reflection. Whispers came from vents and drains. He started losing time, waking in places he didn't remember going. Once, he woke up in a cemetery with dirt under his nails. Desperate, he returned to the journal. One entry stood out now, one he hadn't remembered reading. To banish the Dybbuk, one must seal it in a vessel of sorrow, bind it with sacred words, and bury it where no soul rests. Eli needed help. He found a retired rabbi, Aaron Hirsch, who had once studied with Sarah's father. At first, Aaron refused. But when Eli showed him the journal, he turned pale. "You opened it?" he asked, voice trembling. "Yes," Eli whispered. "Then we don't have much time." Together, they prepared for the ritual. They needed a new vessel. Eli's old music box, once belonging to his late mother, sufficed. Aaron inscribed it with Hebrew verses. They returned to the house, where the air now pulsed with evil. The Dybbuk was waiting. The ritual began. Eli recited the prayers as Aaron sprinkled salt in a circle around them. The shadows grew thick. Sarah appeared again, her sewn lips bleeding, her hands raised. The Dybbuk shrieked, a sound that rattled their bones. It took the form of a man and a beast, shifting, writhing, resisting, but Eli held firm. He spoke Sarah's name, apologized, cried. His sorrow filled the vessel, and the Dybbuk screamed one final time before it was sucked into the box. The silence afterward was deafening. They buried the box in the old forest, where no one went, where no graves had ever been dug. Eli thought it was over. Weeks passed. The house grew quiet. The whispers faded. But one night he saw Sarah again in a dream. This time her mouth was unstitched. She whispered, "Thank you." and then her eyes turned black. He woke up choking, dirt in his mouth. He ran to the forest. The grave was open. The box was gone. The Dybbuk wasn't sealed. It was only hiding. It had chosen a new host. And LA realized with horror that it had always been him. From the moment he opened the box, it had seeped into his soul, feeding on his pain, waiting. The rituals, the prayers, they had been distractions. The only way to truly trap a Dybbuk was to never invite it in, but curiosity was the perfect invitation. Now he walks the streets, eyes dark, smile crooked. The Dybbuk whispers through him, searching for the next mind to infect, the next hand to open the next box. And somewhere, a child finds a strange wooden box in the attic of a new home. It calls to them softly, "Open me." If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chilling tale. Thank you for watching.